3,000 years ago, at dawn, specialized priests began a multi-day extraction process that pushed the limits of physical endurance. They were preparing Soma. In the oldest religious texts of the Indian subcontinent, Soma is a unique historical anomaly, the only entity described as a tangible plant, a potent beverage, and an omnipresent god, all at the same time. Thousands of verses in the Rigveda obsessively detail the instructions for this process. One entire book, the ninth mandala, is dedicated solely to the purification of this juice, promising those who drink it an immediate state of immortality. While the verbal instructions were preserved with flawless precision for millennia, the plant itself vanished. The physical botanical source disappeared from the historical and ecological record, leaving behind only lyrical metaphors. This erasure created one of history's great mysteries. It triggered a century-long search by modern science to find the specific botanical catalyst that supposedly allowed ancient priests to traverse the boundaries of ordinary perception. Scholars ranging from ethnobotanists to archaeologists have spent decades trying to identify the magic pill responsible for these ancient claims of transcendence. The most famous hypothesis points to the Amanita muscaria mushroom. Its fleshy, leafless stalk and golden red hue match some of the poetic descriptions, and its specific chemistry requires exactly the kind of drying and filtering described in the Vedic rituals to isolate its psychoactive compounds. However, archaeological evidence from ancient ritual sites in Central Asia points to Ephedra. This plant is a potent central nervous system stimulant, providing an adrenaline-like rush that matches descriptions of the warrior god Indra drinking Soma to prepare for battle. As this comparison shows, no single plant satisfies all the evidence. Some match the poetry but lack archaeological presence. Others have the physical evidence but lack the intense hallucinogenic properties described in the liturgy. This gridlock suggests we may be looking at the problem too narrowly. Trying to understand the ancient experience by only looking at the drug is like trying to understand how a supercomputer functions by only looking at the power cable. To understand the Soma state, we have to look at the environment. The Agni Stoma ritual wasn't a simple ceremony. It was a multi-day technological matrix designed to stress the human body until it broke. The ritual required an exhausting schedule. Over 5 days, specialized priests followed a relentless sequence of purchase rites, purificatory fire ceremonies, and escalating periods of plant pressing that left little time for rest. The ritual hardware was physically intense. Priests dug specific pits beneath the pressing boards to serve as acoustic resonating chambers. When they crushed the stalks with heavy stones, the environment became a thunderous, booming space of rhythmic sound. Layered over this soundscape was the physiological software of the ritual. The participants were subjected to multi-day fasting and severe sleep restriction, reaching the final morning of the pressing in a state of extreme physical and cognitive depletion. This highly controlled environment used sensory overload and physical exhaustion to intentionally strip away a person's ordinary psychological defenses. The final component that directed this overloaded system was the chanting of the Samaveda, a continuous, mathematically precise acoustic code. To correctly perform these complex phonetic meters, the priests had to strictly regulate their breathing, slowing their respiratory rate to exactly 6 breaths per minute. This rhythm stimulated the vagus nerve, forcing profound parasympathetic calm amid sensory chaos. Neurobiology shows this combination suppresses the brain's default mode network, the area of self-referential thought, causing transient hypofrontality. Subjectively, this feels like ego dissolution and unity with the universe. The priests didn't have neuroimaging, but through centuries of trial and error, they refined a repeatable sequence of physical and acoustic stressors. They developed a protocol that reliably triggered these specific neurological shifts. This technology eventually faced a crisis of geography. Over centuries, the ancient Indo-Aryan tribes migrated southeast, away from the high-altitude mountains of Central Asia. Moving from the arid Hindu Kush down into the humid, tropical plains of the Ganges River Basin completely changed their surrounding ecology. The specific mountain-dwelling plants required for the Soma ritual could not survive in this new tropical climate. The botanical fuel for their rituals was becoming increasingly inaccessible. Because the rituals were considered essential to maintaining cosmic order, the priests couldn't stop. They began substituting the original mountain flora with local, non-psychoactive vines that produced juice but lacked the chemical potency of the original plant. While the physical motions and syllables of the ritual were preserved, the neurochemical payload was lost, leaving the civilization with a sophisticated engine but no fuel. This loss led to a brilliant adaptation. Rather than abandoning the pursuit of altered states, the culture began to internalize the technology. The external actions of crushing stalks and filtering juice evolved into internal disciplines. The priests replaced the physical beverage with extreme breath control, continuous mantra recitation, and intense mental focus. This began a transition where Soma was redefined. It was no longer viewed as an external plant juice, but as an internal biological nectar generated within the nervous system during meditation. This evolution became the foundation for early yoga and the ascetic traditions of ancient India. The goal was to replicate the profound states of the Soma ritual through the mastery of the internal body alone. This regional ecological loss became the catalyst for the development of the Indian subcontinent's most enduring systems for mastering the mind. The original plant vanished, but the drive to reach that state remained, proving that the tools for transcendence were always part of our internal architecture.